Hey there, my name is CJ, and that's Zyla sitting right behind me with her knee up my spine.
Just like
Um,
closing away.
you're right, and like there's no other side to this bed that you could possibly be on. You have to be right on this side of the
Yep.
bed and everything too. Um, but yeah, anyway, so today I'm going to talk about the Oscars and award shows in general. But the Oscars, because they just happened. Um, my feeling of award shows can be summoned up in pretty much one word, really one noise, and that is that's that's about how I feel about award shows. It's pointless. Like the Oscars are really damn pointless because it's not awarding to the best actor, best director, best cinematographer, best anything. It's just going to the one that gets voted for. I mean, last year, 12 Years a Slave won Best Picture. And it's a great picture. It deserved to win. Like, everything that wins does deserve to win. Absolutely. So does everything that gets nominated. So does, 500 other films that don't get nominated either. But, the one that wins really doesn't mean anything. Like I said, 12 Years a Slave won last year. And so many of the people who voted for it said, "Oh yeah, I never actually got around to seeing the film. I voted for it because of its contents, because of what it was about, because it was about slavery. So I felt I should vote for it. Like, and that's what won it for them. Because it comes down to a lot of publicity, publicizing the film specifically for the Oscars and talking about it and getting the people who vote in the Oscars to vote for that as opposed to another film. And it's just a popularity contest at that point. I mean, it's like people always say, oh, it's an honor just to be nominated. And that really is true because, to get nominated basically means, hey, your movie was amazing or your acting was amazing or your, directing was amazing or whatever was amazing. And, you deserve to win an award for that. Winning the award really just means, oh, okay, cool, you threw the best party for your film, or your film was about black people or orphans, or something that pulls out the heartstrings. It was the tearjerker film from American Dad about the what was it? Retarded orphan.
No, he wasn't an orphan.
Okay.
Alcoholic with the cancer.
Oh, that's right. Retarded, alcoholic, Jew in war-torn Nazi Germany, and he also had cancer or something.
No, the puppy and then he had cancer.
Puppy had cancer. That's right. There we go. And he had a puppy that had cancer. Yeah, it's like yeah, that's Oscar-winning film right there because it's about something that pulls at the heartstrings, and that's ultimately what wins most of the time. Unless it's just a bunch of simply good movies, and then the Academy has to choose the best film from among them to be the best film. But other than that, a lot of it is just, oh hey, which one do we like best? Which one is the most fitting for winning the Oscar, or which one had the biggest party for it? Like that's literally what it comes down to, and because of that, it's just ridiculous and pointless. I mean, and the same can be said for pretty much any award ceremony. I mean, aside from, the Oscars, I probably my least favorite award ceremony. I was tempted to watch it this year because NPH was hosting, and I love Neil Patrick Harris. He is amazing. But I didn't, not because I was like, I hate the Oscars so much I'm not gonna watch NPH, but just because didn't get a chance to. I don't know. I may have watched it this year if I had the opportunity to watch it this year, just simply because of Neil Patrick Harris. But I didn't get that opportunity. I wasn't rushing out there trying to watch it. So I just didn't watch it. But yeah, aside from the Oscars, though, the award ceremony that I hate the most is probably the Nobel Prize. Because, well, Nobel Prize and or the Fields Medal Prize, because both of those are just bullshit. Like, I'm gonna say it simply, both of those are just bullshit. Everybody looks at them as the highest awards you can achieve in the field, and yeah, they are, but they're not awarded to the person who should get it necessarily. They're not even, they don't award them to teams, they award it to singular individuals. They don't, recognize any outside assistance to the individual, and, on top of that, the committee is just bullshit as well. I mean, if somebody on the committee doesn't like you personally, you aren't going to win a Fields Medal or a Nobel Prize until that person and everybody who is, a close friend or a student of that person dies. And, on top of that, just they discredit so many things, and for bullshit reasons. Like, just because they're like, oh, well, we don't want to, pay attention to that thing right there, so we're just gonna ignore it flat out. Which is just ridiculous. Like, there was a NASA engineer who designed a probe that went to Mars several years back, and he designed specifically a device that used the sand and read it, and basically was able to tell if there was any life in the soil, and when he did it, it came back positive, it worked perfectly and everything, and the Nobel Prize Committee was like, well, we're just not going to give you a Nobel Prize for that because, we're not, and that was basically their reasoning. And then with the newest probe that we sent up to Mars, the, what was it called? I can't remember the name of it. We sent it up there a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. It was a little while ago. I think it was last year. What's that? I'm not too worried about the name. But it was the most recent probe we sent to Mars. It was, I want to say last year. It might have been 2 years ago, just because this is, 2015, just, 2 months into it. So, like, it could have been 2013 that happened. But anyways, the point being, it was just recent, and everybody was all excited about it, and there was a huge hype around it, which I really didn't understand why everybody was so hyped about. Like, yeah, alright, it's cool that we're still doing probes to Mars, but there wasn't a whole lot of new stuff on it, and everything. But that probe had pretty much the same equipment on it as the previous one, as far as, measuring if there's any life whatsoever in the soil. And it came back positive too. And then the Nobel Committee suddenly decided, oh, gee whiz, well, we like that scientist better than this scientist, so we'll have to actually seriously look into giving him the Nobel Prize for his work. Which, is bullshit. And that's why I hate it, as well as the Fields Medal. I mean, with the Fields Medal, they just completely ignore anybody who assisted in a project, or, even if they didn't directly assist to it, if they wrote a mathematical equation that, led to a future breakthrough, then, they just ignore the other person completely. And that's the reason why the Russian mathematician, I can't remember his name. He has a very Russian name. That's why I can't remember it. But he just recently, well, not really recently, but, as far as the field of mathematics goes, relatively recently, solved one of the Millennium Prizes. He's the only one to have solved a Millennium Prize so far. but he solved a Millennium Prize, and he was being tossed awards left and right, and just turned them all down because nobody else was getting recognition for it. And he even said to all the committees and everything, basically just said, yeah, my work did a lot of stuff, but I wasn't the only one who did this. If it wasn't for these other mathematicians who came before me, I never would have been able to solve this problem. And, they didn't work directly with me on this project, but, they laid the groundwork for me to later solve this problem. And he ended up turning down the Fields Medal and the Millennium Prize and, a lot of other awards because, mathematicians and scientists are, to put it simply, stuck-up dicks. And they don't like sharing credit or giving credit to multiple people, unless it's an actual team who does the work. But, in that case, it was just this one individual from Russia, but he used a lot of other people's work. One other mathematician in particular, he used a lot of his work. I just can't remember the name offhand. But yeah, he relied heavily on another mathematician's work, and he wanted this other mathematician to get credit as well, for what he had done. But all the committees basically just said, nope, not gonna do it. Even though he did drastically change the field of mathematics in his own right, and even though he did come up with several new equations that explain brand new things, nope, we're not gonna do it because you're the one who solved this particular math equation. And it's like, really? The guy's giving credit to this other guy who laid down a lot of the groundwork for him, and you're not gonna accept that. And that's the way it is in math as well as science, which is why I hate the Nobel and Field Prizes almost as much as the Oscars. I mean, which ones I hate more? Hard to say. They're about equal because they're both about as pointless. Yeah. Well, anyways, thank you very much for watching, and if you liked it, go ahead and like it. If you didn't like it, go ahead and dislike it. I don't mind. At least shows that you watch. If you want to see more, let me know in the comments. If you want to see something in particular, let me know in the comments or message me. I'm pretty sure you can message over YouTube. I mean, I know it goes to the Google Plus account, but I'm pretty sure I would still wind up seeing it. If you want to see anything in particular, let me know. Like I said, I can talk about literally anything. I mean, here in this video alone, I talked about the Oscars and the Nobel Prize in the same breath. Although, both silly, trivial prize committees that mean nothing in all reality. But I mean, if you want to hear more about anything, let me know. If you want to see more of me talking, go ahead and subscribe. Yeah, is there anything else I should add that you can think of? No? Okay. Alright, well, thanks for watching.